there, Capricorn. Welcome to your April 2025 general tarot reading. It's Raina here. So, just a little channel update here. So this is my second channel. Most of you probably are coming here from my main channel, Raina Moon Astrology. But if you are completely new, welcome. Also, people that are coming here from my main channel, welcome. And yeah, I'm just kind of reacquainting myself with this channel. I started it last summer and just kind of like petered out a little bit because it is a little bit confusing sometimes when you're making videos for two channels. And I have made up my mind that I'm going to do one set of tarot readings on my main channel and then the rest over here. And so hopefully, you won't find it like I'm spamming you if I'm doing multiple sets of readings, but I don't want to promise more than I can deliver. So I'm just going to stay in the moment. And yeah, so here we go. Very interesting. Some of these could be timing cards. Yeah, but anyway, the heart of the matter is the Two of Wands. Wands is fire energy, so one of the big ones that it can represent our career is the career. And so with the two, it could be like choosing between two careers, deciding whether to let something go. This is also a card of possible relocation, deciding whether or not you want to do that. And so, yeah, anytime that you have two in a tarot reading, especially when it's in the heart of the matter position, because it's kind of like the crux of the situation, which is like that you're having to make a decision. And decisions, sometimes people really take a long time to make a decision, and they may be just kind of weighing different factors. It's not like just cut and dried like that. In the past position that informs this decision, the Eight of Cups, this can be leaving behind what no longer serves you, or that your heart isn't into something. This can also be like a spiritual quest. I think I would look at it more like a spiritual quest. It's funny that you got two eights flanking that Two of Wands. Eight is last year was an 8 universal year. It's a number of worldly power. And it is, the 8th house in astrology is Scorpio. So it deals with transformation at a deeper level. And so with the 8 of Cups, it could be that your heart isn't into a particular career. Maybe you really invested your energy in something and you just don't have it within yourself. And so you're at a crossroads. And you may not really be sure exactly what you want to do, but you may know that something is missing emotionally. Cups can be the emotions. The higher message is the 8 of Pentacles. This is more of a spiritual or philosophical position. So basically, this is a card of really giving your all to something. What I would say it might mean is that even if you decide to leave your current occupation or workplace, that you maintain a level of excellence until the day you leave. Because sometimes when there's Eight of Cups, the person may be emotionally kind of distancing themselves from a situation, and it can make them completely indifferent. They're just mailing it in. Maybe they give their notice and they're just kind of mailing it in until they leave. Instead, if you keep putting your all into something until the day that you leave, the energy is a lot different, because you're not sometimes, I was going to say, because you're going to leave with a good impression by other people. Not that it matters what other people think, but if this is, especially if this is a situation where you really felt that you were not nourished by that situation. And by the way, this could also be with your love life, somebody you're dating or somebody that you're married to, where maybe you just lost that connection with that person. And so basically the Eight of Pentacles would be the same thing, that you're not throwing everything away in terms of your attitude towards something. If you're still married, that you function the way that you always have until the day that you leave, that you don't just act like, okay, I don't have to care anymore, it's official. What crosses you is the Seven of Wands. This is a card of defensiveness. I think in the challenge position, it could be more defensive than self-protection. And maybe, you know what I really got this feeling of is the person who took a lot of crap for a long time. And that's what I feel. So I feel like you've taken a lot of crap in one area of your life, and now you're like not going to accept any of it. And it's totally understandable, but the problem is then it goes to the other extreme. Maybe you did tolerate things you shouldn't have tolerated, and now you're just like, screw everything. And that's the other extreme. And, or you're just like too defensive, and before you were allowing yourself to be a doormat in some way. And it's not like a happy medium. It's like just these extremes. And so learning how to balance that out is super important. What's coming in is the Emperor. This is the card I actually think should be assigned to Capricorn. This is considered Aries. I was talking about timing cards. The last two cards represent Aries and Taurus, and we just had a solar eclipse in Aries, and we're going to have a new moon in Taurus on April 27th. So this is going along with the month of April, because the solar eclipse in Aries was like almost in April. It was on March 29th. And that one fell in your fourth house of home and family. So that may have, that might be for some of you what the Two of Wands was all about. By the way, the date of the 29th of March is the official date of the eclipse, but how you experience it might be in April, might be in May. Maybe you had that scenario play out in February. So it's a card of, aside from the connotation with Aries, it's a card of getting one's act together, getting control of your life. And sometimes it can be, no, you know what? Actually, sometimes it can also be like a judge, somebody who is in a position of authority to make a decision. Authority figures in general, cops and military men, and it might even be like two people that you're deciding, or somebody that you're interested in. Actually, for the sign of Aries, Capricorn, you are attracted to them because you're both cardinal signs. The only thing is that it's a square, so sometimes it really is irritating. Like you feel like you are drawn to that person, but you have so many differences that it kind of creates friction. But friction, we know there's different types of friction, right? So this may be a transitional period for you where you're, um, in order to forge a new path and even make that decision to, you have to really get all your ducks lined up in a row. The outcome is the Hierophant, and this is a card associated with marriage. It's actually associated with the sign of Taurus, and it can be, when I said it's associated with marriage, it could be that it is talking about how does marriage play a part in your overall decision-making process. If you are deciding whether or not to leave a marriage, you may decide in favor of the marriage. You might say, well, I really am happy with this situation. And in some cases, it can be that you are, the Hierophant can be about spiritual matters. So you may consult someone like a pastor or a priest, or just any kind of like a spiritual leader in your community to help you with your decision-making process. Or you can even just lean on your faith in this decision. Because, what's very interesting is that the Eight of Pentacles is right above the Hierophant. And they are pretty diametrically opposed in a way, because one is about getting ahead and kind of like material wealth, and one is about the spiritual. And we can talk about that and say, which one is more important, but they actually are both important. And what usually happens is that people place one of these above the other, and it becomes imbalanced. And this is about restoring balance in your life. And that's why with the Emperor, I think this is kind of what I would associate with, like, kind of stepping into your power, knowing what your power is. Knowing what your power isn't is so important too, because sometimes I think cardinal signs in particular can try to control elements of their life that they have no control over. But there are things that you have control over, and that can be very helpful in, having everything come together. So in any case, I hope that you enjoyed this, Capricorn. If you would like a private reading, be it astrology, the tarot, or both, please check out my package deals, my individual readings. You can find out more information at the link below. Take care. Have a great month.